What we will see in the end of this week and then the beginning of next week is some of the draft from the tax perspective. Remember that this bill is not only likely to include tax increases, but also will include some tax credits, mostly for individuals who are working, who have children. These are child care tax credits, child tax credits, what have you. So we're going to see it on sort of both sides of the ledger, both kind of tax increases and also tax cuts. But Brian, what you previewed at the top is exactly right. I mean, this should be sort of viewed as the second or third inning. We have a long way to go before we actually get a final bill that's voted on by the House or the Senate. Our view is likely time frame is sort of year end, but between now and then, it is not going to be linear. It is going to be pretty iterative, and you're going to see more of this very predictable Democratic infighting going on in sort of full display between now and then.
And the Democrats, well, most politicians tend to be savvy people. And I read something, let me tell me what you think about it, that basically there was a thought that the Democrats may tie hurricane relief or Afghan relocation or Afghan relief into parts of this bill. So in other words, if the Republicans push back on anything in the bill, the Democrats can say, you don't want to help people in Louisiana? You don't want to help the situation in Afghanistan? Do you think it's going to be tied like that so they can just basically hammer the political opposition by, you're heartless, because they're going to roll everything into one package?
Yeah, well, Brian, there are lots of different bills that are sort of being floated around here in terms of the headlines. I think what you're referring to is the end of year funding bill, which the Democrats are likely going to attach the debt ceiling increase, which of course needs to be increased by probably somewhere between mid to late October. I think the plan as of now, although this is very dynamic to your point, is to attach that hurricane relief and the relief for Afghan refugees to that bill to do exactly what you just said, to then sort of hammer Republicans, especially in those states that have been impacted by these recent hurricanes, that they're not supportive of this. So we'll see how that strategy works. It's high stakes, though, as you said, because as we know, Republicans, the majority of Republicans in the Senate have already indicated that they will not vote for a debt ceiling increase or debt ceiling suspension under any conditions.
Yeah. Very quickly, Libby, I don't know if you heard it. I teased you as potentially having some good news on taxes, which sounded probably odd, but that's the point of a tease. Because, yeah, there's probably corporate taxes going up, individual taxes going up. But for our viewers in the Northeast, there may be some relief on the amount they can deduct from state and local taxes in this bill, correct? Hopefully, maybe?
Yes. I mean, don't get too excited. We're talking about sort of incremental relief. We're talking about the current $10,000 cap, maybe be increased to $20,000, maybe even $30,000. Probably not a full reinstatement of SALT like many people here in New York or California would like, but you will see some SALT relief. But what important to remember, Brian, that the SALT deduction actually is fully reinstated come 2026. So this is sort of a relief to that point, at which point the deduction is supposed to be reinstated if Congress or the president doesn't do anything.